Honda have made many great cars over the years, but what are the best ones they have made? Well, in today's video, I've rounded up 5 of my favourites, and 5 that I believe are, by far, the best Hondas they have ever made in the whole time that they've been creating great cars. And it's easy to forget they made some good cars. So, welcome to Cars with Ben. Let's jump into today's video. Kicking off with my number one choice, it's easily my favourite Honda, probably that's ever been made throughout the whole of the cars on this list, and it is the S2000. Now, the reason why I love the S2000 is not only is it a car I've wanted for quite some time, but it's also just very iconic for so many reasons. It's the open-top sports car you think of when you think of a sports car. And they have made the Honda from 1999 up until 2009. And as I'm sure you know, if you're a car fan, you've seen it in Fast and Furious. It's got that amazing 2-litre engine, which has got that VTEC. And of course, with Honda S2000s, they have been increasing in price. Now, some are actually going down a bit due to being a lot of them being for sale. But Honda S2000s have increased quite a lot. Now, in the UK, they're very steady, but in other countries, they've been rising so much. The S2000 is one of my favourites by far, just for its iconic looks and its engine and reliability. And you think you can always run a Honda for a very long time. Up next, I have gone for the Honda Integra and not the DC2. I have gone for the DC5. Now, the reason I've gone for the DC5 is because I genuinely believe this is my favourite. I kind of played around with both of them for a little bit, and I realised that the DC5 is probably my favourite because it just looks so imported. There's something about it that just could not be more Japanese if you tried. And it's quite an iconic shape as well. And I just think the DC5 for me is just really cool. Prices for these are about £14,000. It doesn't surprise me. I think they might even rise a little bit, even with the high mileage ones. And the reason for that is most are imported, especially for the UK. Now, in the US, I'm not sure if that's also the same situation, but these are just very popular with the JDM scene, and rightly so. It's a great car. Production was from 2001 to 2006, and it was a really, really successful build. No, I haven't forgotten the Civic, and I had to, of course, include at least one, and I decided to go for the EK9. Now, there's a lot of options when it comes to the Civic, and I could have gone for all various options, including the newest one, but I decided to go for the EK9 for various reasons. That, for me, it's, again, the most JDM looking car of them all. I love the Civic Type R, and the EK9 was the first generation to have the Type R badge when it was released in 1997 and was very popular in Japan. These are also really rare now and pretty sought after, especially for the Type R Civic version. Now, you can buy sort of knockoff versions, but it's definitely worth having a look. A lot of these in the UK now are almost £20,000, and that's really shocking for a car that I thought was just a Civic. Obviously, the EK9 has got all of its special components on it, and it makes it even more amazing to drive and so rare to see. Especially if you find a modded one, it's probably been well looked after. At number 4 for my favourite Honda of all time is the CRX. This car for me is iconic, and for the reason that it's just different. You don't see anything like it, and never have really seen anything like it. Now, obviously, it's a small compact, and to the untrained eye, it might actually be a little bit boring, but I think these are really iconic just for the way they look, and just the fact that you can modify them in such an insane way. Here, I've seen a stock version for £30,000 on Auto Trader, which is crazy money nowadays, so I'm assuming it's only going up. What I really like about the CRX in particular is that it is just awesome. I think it just looks very classic now, and it's aged quite nicely. I think it doesn't look like it's a car that should be off the road, especially when you see it. I think also with the interior and reliability, you know you're going to get a good package because it's Honda. And when you do actually see your modified one, you realise why they're special. These look really, really cool. These were released from 83, made until 91, so a good at least maybe 6 or 7 years on the market, where it just did very well. And of course, it came with the standard VTEC, which you've got to love for every Honda. Of course, doing a best of Honda video, you wouldn't expect me to forget the Honda NSX, also known as the Acura NSX in the USA. The Honda NSX has been around with us for ages now, almost 1990, when they were making a lot of really good Hondas at that time, actually. And prices for these are through the roof now, as you can see, at £80,000 in the UK. I love a Honda NSX, and I love the new one, but the original for me is just the most iconic, and I had to put it on the list. Of course, people like Ayrton Senna had one, they praised it, and it's got a sort of mid-engines placement, so it drives really well, it sounds really good, and you really never ever see these. I think this is probably one of the rarest cars. You see more supercars than a Honda NSX, put it that way. And if you see a modified one, well, it's a very special thing to see. And I love these things a lot. So for me, I had to put it on the list as one of the all-time greats of Honda, and I think a lot of people would agree with me there. If you didn't agree with the others, then I think it's fair to say you'll agree with the awesome NSX. Here on the Cars with Ben YouTube channel, I aim to make car content fun for everyone who listens, whether you're 5 years old or 100 years old. I want to make it exciting and enjoyable for everyone, and I hope you do enjoy this content with my best of all time Hondas. If you have, don't forget to leave a like and comment down below. Also subscribe, it really helps me out. I'll see you guys in the next video.